Him. Mm. Today's forecast is so I'm just fucking playing. It's your boy YK Dennis, man. Back again with some more fucking content. And guess where I'm at? I'm in the trap. So I'm just playing. I'm at the house, man. You know, the next spot. So this is a life segment, man. You know. Um by the way, ain't shit on these papers. I was just bullshitting with y'all motherfuckers. But I do got some good ass content for y'all today, man. Today I'm trying to talk about increasing your credit score, man, and how you can do that and the best way to do that, because I know everybody out there, credit is a big thing, whether people want to admit that shit or not, man, and whether people want to face the fact that they got to get better at that shit. And I just feel like I want people to know the information that they say they don't know. So the first thing, man, is first of all, I'm gonna tell y'all where I stand as far as like credit wise. I think I'm gonna save that towards the end. So make sure you watch it all the way through. So first I want to say the first thing is pay your bills on time, bro. Like make sure you paying your bills on time, man. Whatever you have. So if you have a fucking car note or something, man, just make sure you paying your car note in a timely manner, man. So that avoids everything that can go wrong with your credit, man. Paying on time is like one of the most important things on your credit score. Um, on time payments actually make up 35% of your actual credit score. So that is not more than half, but at the same time, you don't want 35% of your credit score going to shit because of you not paying your bills on time. So if you can't afford it, don't get that shit. Basically is what I'm saying. Um Paying off your debt and keeping a low credit usage rate. So what credit goes by is like depending on how many lines of credit you have, they go based off of how often you use these cards and the credit card usage, the overall credit usage. You know, so don't go over 30% of your credit limit, on okay, so say you got two cards. Between the two cards, you don't want to go over 30%. Um so however you weigh that, you know. So normally, okay, say you get a $500 credit limit, and you don't know what to do. I would say $500. You got a $500 limit. Do not spend over 150 bucks. Um, I mean, you could spend. You could spend about 200 bucks, but I wouldn't spend over 150 really. But if you had to, I'd say 200 bucks. Don't spend over that. Um, Especially if you don't want to pay it back right away, because they have a minimum payment, so you can pay back in minimum payments of like maybe 28 bucks or something like that. Um, so yeah, you have that, which I mean, I mean that's neither here nor there. Then I would say don't get any hard inquiries on your credit. I say that because those stick on your credit score for 2 years. So unless you're trying to like buy a house or buy a car, I wouldn't want to have none of those on my actual score. Um, Especially if you already have some, because that just adds on to like creditors looking at you. You like, oh man, this motherfucker ain't gonna pay me back. Like, so that so basically what a hard inquiry is, that means they ran your credit. So whoever you try to do something through, they ran your credit. And if you do it too many times in the same span, it can negatively affect your credit score. And the thing about those, like I said, they don't come off for 2 years, so that's negatively on your credit for 2 years when you could have probably not even have to do that shit, in the first place. So I would say avoid those if you can. I would say, um, I would say the more lines of credit that you have help as well. You know, um, like myself personally, I think I have like 6 lines of credit. So I mean that's pretty good. Um, yeah, I mean that's pretty good, man. 6 lines of credit. I would want to get a little more, but at the same time, 6 is good. Because it shows them that you basically pay back everybody on time. You know, out of all of the cars that you got or all of the things you have on your credit score. You know, it's showing them that you make them payments on time and you do good with credit. You know, so that's really big if especially if you want to get stuff like I said, like houses and cars and things like that. You know, people are more willing to give you the money if you got a good credit score. You know, if you don't got a good credit score, you gotta go through way more problems and you might not even get it. You know, depending on who you're going through. Like you gotta really have some connections if you really want to get something without good credit. You know, or you gotta have cash. I mean, if you got cash, it really defeats everything, you know. But I would say still, even if you have cash, use the credit. Um, okay, for instance, like I got multiple credit cards, like I said. So sometimes if I say I was about to spend $500 or $600 at the store, so I'm buying something that's $500 or $600. So instead of me just paying cash like I normally would, I would like if I want to build my credit up, I would pay $500 on that credit card and then just pay on that credit card, you know, with the same $500 I was gonna use anyway. What happens with most people is that they they use that $500, they spend it, and then they don't want to pay it back. So it's like that's where your credit can start going to shit for real if you're not following their guidelines pretty much, man. As long as you're making those minimum payments, they're not gonna really mess with you, man, and it's not really gonna affect your credit score. But if you're not making those payments, man, you're gonna be fucked up. Then I would say, lastly, I would say, man, download Credit Karma and Experian. Those help significantly with like knowing where you at pretty much. I mean, they not completely accurate. Um, as far as like they might not be all the way accurate, but at the same time, you still know where you stand pretty much. For the most part, you know. Um, it pretty much just give you a reference to like, okay, I'm here, or I'm here in this area somewhere, you know. Um, so I would say like make sure you like look at those on occasion. You don't have to look at them every day. I'm not saying look at it every day, but I'm saying you do want to see progression. Because once you see progression, you actually gonna be like oh, like credit is this easy to gain more credit. So you're really gonna be into it after that. So what my credit is. So my credit score right now is sitting at about a 7, like a 740. So 740, that's not too high, man. I mean, I'm 25. It was when I first got my car, it was a 769. So I dropped a few points once I got my car, but before that it was a 769, which I was trying to get to the 800, man. It's so hard to get the 800. Well, actually it's not hard to get the 800, but I think it's harder um considering what you have. It really depends on what you have on your credit. Um those of you who don't have bills or anything like that, or car notes or anything like that, I would say if you just want to build your credit, I would say just like get a card for like gas or get a card for travel. Like if you're a person that likes to go out of town and shit like that. If you're gonna do it anyway, you might as well use a credit card, build your credit in the process, you know. Um I actually don't use the credit cards for the travel part, but I mean, I do have multiple credit cards. Some to places I shop at, stuff like that, you know. Just make sure you're paying your minimums back. If you doing all that, man, you're gonna be pretty good, you know. Um, that's pretty much, man. I'm just gonna wrap the video up right there, man. I ain't gonna drag this shit on too long, man, like most motherfuckers. But I'm the best. I'm the best YouTuber you got. If it weren't for me, y'all would be getting punked all the time. They wouldn't be giving y'all the information that you're getting, you know. So make sure y'all motherfuckers subscribe, man. Subscribe to a nigga. I mean, subscribe to me. Uh, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and man, drop a comment, man. Matter of fact, I want to hear. I don't want to know what your credit score is, but I want to know why you want to build your credit. Like, tell me why you want to build your credit. Like, in the comments, do that shit. Thank you.